I am Taylor. I'm 21 years old, and 10 years ago I was injured by the Gardasil vaccine.
We'd gone in for a sick visit, and they had suggested to get the Gardasil shot along with some other vaccinations. We got that, went home, and immediately, like that night, she was having like arm pain, a little bit of dizziness.
My arm had swelled up and gotten a rash on the arm that the injection site was on.
And after that, everything seemed to change. She was vomiting, dizzy, just not herself. She became uninterested in any of the activities which, you know, she had did before. I think she was just so exhausted all the time. After a few months and multiple doctor's visits, we never really got to the bottom of anything, never really figured out what it was. She did start getting better.
Yeah, I was never quite the same person. I got the shot, and you know, I was down for a few months, but when you're down for a few months, once you get back up, it's not the same. You're not the same person. You don't, you know, it's such an intrinsic feeling. Nothing you feel is the same. Walking, I mean, just even walking to the bathroom wasn't the same anymore for me. I went from having to have my dad pick me up just when I would have to urinate and carry me out of my bed to the toilet, and now I'm, you know, trying to join back into middle school, and it's kind of like it's a completely different world.
I didn't even question the, you know, what was a reaction to that, but she had developed an egg-sized tumor above her eye. In one of the visits, when we were going over a CT scan and an MRI, they gave her another Gardasil shot. Again, I didn't really question it. I thought everything that was going on with her was because of this tumor. I didn't even put it together.
They made a big case for, you've already gotten the 2 shots. You know, what would be the point of those 2 shots if you didn't get this 3rd shot? They really campaigned for it.
Yeah.
Really hard, actually.
Yeah.
And I truly feel that that's probably, I mean, my life changed in 07, but that it's crazy. Your life can change in 2 seconds, and that's really when the rest of my life got shaped.
There was that one time, every time she tried to get up, we counted 15 times that she passed out and went back down. There were concussions, seizures. She started having seizures. She only had 2 of those. We just, you know, still we would go to the emergency room. We were into the doctor's office and nothing. They couldn't attribute it to anything.
Breathing problems, rashes. One of my biggest problems is that because I was a teenage girl, I wasn't listened to. It was just like, oh, this hormonal, crazy, you know, teenage girl, you know, she just hit puberty.
I agree.
You know, she's a girl, she's a teenage girl. That's not what's going on. And to imply that every single girl who has a reaction to this, that's what's going on, I mean, is absolutely absurd. Nobody wants this for themselves. Nobody wants to watch their life go down the drain like this. I mean, I walk around now and
I mean, our whole lives have been turned upside down.
My childhood, honestly, was taken from me. I had to grow up so fast. Suddenly, you know, sitting at the lunch table talking with your friends about the Friday night football game and stuff, that's not important to you anymore. Honestly, it's just not what you can even care about. You know, you're starting to care about if you're gonna make it. I mean, we didn't know if I was gonna die. I mean, I was, like we said, I was being like bathed by my parents. I was being carried to the bathroom. I wasn't in school. I mean, I was out of my junior year, my senior year. I'm 21 now, and I'm still struggling to get through school. I mean, I'm going to a community college here, and I've had to stop just to get through all of the physical therapy that I need, all of the doctor's appointments that I need, just trying to cognitively get back to where that I was. Currently, right now, we are outside of Children's Hospital. My typical week at Children's, I'm gonna probably be here about 30 hours.
What they'll be trying to do is find out the most efficient and best way that it is for her bowels to work and her inner her digestive system, because as of right now, she's been diagnosed with having a digestive system of like a 90-year-old.
The motility, my intestinal motility is the equivalent of a 90-year-old woman. So we're trying to get on top of that so that nothing gets any worse, because obviously just as I get older, my body is going to get older with me, and all of these problems are just going to pile up. And so right now we're trying to get ahead of that. I have something called rumination syndrome, and I have I think how you say it is cyclic vomiting. So it's basically, if I start to vomit, I don't stop unless I'm sedated with like a medication or something.
At a moment's notice, I mean, she needs to have someone there that can help her, and you know,
almost like an aide. It's honestly, it's like my mom is my aide now. You know, we talk about the lives of us as the vaccine injured, but we don't really talk about the moms and the dads, but their lives have been taken completely over as well. I know for her, I mean, I feel like I am her job. Being 21 years old and watching how financially devastated my parents have been. And that is something, I mean, I'm 21 years old. I understand the world a lot better than I used to, and just can't understand the guilt that you feel when you watch your parents struggle so hard.
And that's not something you ever want your child to see
or say.
Yeah.
Honestly, going through this in the beginning, I was really depressed, and I was, you know, you have this whole like why me mentality, you know, and especially being so young, you just really, you don't understand, and you start to see some of the evils of the world. Like you start to just come out of that, you know, innocence blindfold, and you see what's going on in the world, and you bring it into yourself because it's like the world has affected you. I don't know, it's like it took something from me, and I was really stuck in that for a while. But I think that the most important thing that I learned is that if I'm not mentally healthy, no one's gonna take me seriously.
Right.
It's such a simple topic. They think it's like right or left, black or white, but that's not it. That's not how we should be talking about vaccines at all. We should be, you know, there's a spectrum. There are things in them that some people can't tolerate. And I think something really important is, like, if we were anti-vaccine, I would have never gotten any of the vaccines that I have gotten. I'm not anti-vaccine even with everything that I have gone through. We need safe vaccines. We need screening. We need to know who genetically has a mutation that maybe can't handle, you know, the adjuvants or the formaldehyde or the metals that are in the vaccines. I'm not even anti-vaccine with everything I've gone through. I just think that we need safe vaccines.